I am Asian. I was born in Washington, D.C., and I've been growing up here in Howard County. My mom is a Japanese immigrant, and my dad's from Massachusetts. I used to feel sort of stuck in the middle. In elementary school, I ate lunch with all the other Asian girls, and I would boast about how awesome it was to be Asian and to be part of a group. However, other kids would think and say to me, well, Casey, you aren't really Asian. I'm Wasian. I am Japanese and I am American too.
I'm Asian. I was born here in Howard County. My mom is descendants from Poland and Hungary, and my dad is a Cambodian immigrant who fled war, receiving asylum in the US, their family having nothing but the clothes on their back, a 7-person family living in a 1-bedroom apartment. My dad and his siblings all worked multiple jobs throughout middle and high school to provide for their family. They worked hard, really hard, so that they could give me the opportunities that I have today. I am proud of my Asian heritage. Like Casey, I'm Asian, but I'm Cambodian, and I'm American too.
I am Asian. I am the daughter of an Indian mother and a Caucasian father. I was adopted only at 3 years old in India. I am my own first generation. I was given the chance of a new life when I was found abandoned on the side of the road. I lived in a diverse house with an older sister who was born in America. I had the challenges of dealing with questions of where I was and where my place was in Howard County. I had a very diverse family from my father's side and my mother's side. Being comfortable with many different cultures and ethnicities around me, from my family friends to my parents' relatives. Assuming everyone understands what it means to be Asian, I would be in school thinking everyone understands that I am Indian and South Asian. Having to try and make kids believe me that I was Asian, having been looked down at and deal with the stereotypes of how my food would look and smell at lunch. Saying you don't look Indian means I'm not. I went through many things I could barely remember before coming to America. I am proud of my Indian heritage, the food, the color, and the people. My name is Mandira Huber. I'm a proud Asian, and I'm American too.
We are Asian. We are the children of a Korean immigrant and a Chinese first gen. Our grandfather came to America with about $100 in today's money. Our grandmother fled to escape the communist regime. Through sheer hard work, they were able to raise 3 kids. Our Korean grandparents came to give our mom and her siblings an equal opportunity in America. Our grandfather had to work 3 jobs. Growing up, we had a hard time fitting in because we looked different.
We were shorter, had flatter faces, and smaller eyes. A few instances, there were kids who even called us chinks. But after hearing our grandparents' stories, we felt proud we came from a family who, through sheer hard work, eventually lived the American dream. And we didn't care what people said to us. Without them, we wouldn't be in this country today. We are Asian, and we are Americans too.
I am Asian. I was raised in downtown Pittsburgh by 2 Vietnamese immigrants. Growing up, I usually felt out of place because there were not many kids who looked like me. My family and I were treated like outsiders, and I resented being who I was. But then I started watching more Asian American YouTubers, where I learned that being Asian is awesome. I thank God I was able to grow up with great role models while still embracing where I'm from. I'm Asian, but I'm American
too. I am Asian. I was born from Vietnamese immigrants who fled Vietnam as refugees after the war. They were persecuted in the motherland, but in the States, they were discriminated for their color of skin and their inability to speak English. Yet, they persevered and worked hard enough so that they would never have to watch their parents wear old and ripped clothes ever again. I am proud of their struggles and their success. Like them, I am Asian, and I am an American too.
I'm Asian. I was born in Lucknow, India, and I moved to Maryland before I was even 1 year old. My parents are both the first generations to come to America. Both my grandparents fought in the Indian Air Force, and many of my aunts and uncles do as well. So choosing to raise a family in America was an undoubtedly hard decision for my parents. In elementary school, I always had darker skin than everybody else. My food was something I had come to be embarrassed by, and I was dressed in either overly fancy Western clothes found in India or sweatpants. When kids used to draw pictures of me, they would use a black crayon, and at lunch I'd be afraid to open my Tupperware. I would go home crying at least once a week. But then I started to notice my sister. She came to America in 5th grade. She had to leave friends and family, and she had an accent, spelled words in the British English way, and had to adjust to a whole new type of school and people. Despite that, every day she would come home having brought something from the school store that never existed in India, and telling us something new she learned that day. From her, I began to be appreciative of the opportunity here in America. Eventually, I learned with my sister how to be proud of Bollywood movies and aromatic food while taking advantage of the American dream. I'm Asian, and I'm American too.
I am Asian. Growing up in Howard County, I've witnessed firsthand the abundant diversity which draws so many to this destination. Yet despite this sanctuary home to so many cultures, I was at first unsure of what my true identity really was. My mom was born in the Philippines and immigrated to the United States when she was 11, and my dad has roots in Italy and Ireland. From elementary school to this day, people always ask me, "Where are you from?" At first, I was unsure of how to answer this question, as my peers had never heard of the Philippines before, and I would never know how to answer it. However, today, I have never felt more proud to be an Asian American. I love how I get to experience two cultures simultaneously, and the family, food, and love which comes with both. Today, when people ask me, "Where are you from?" I now answer confidently and with pride. I am Filipino, I am Asian, and I am American too.
I am Asian. My name is Ga-eun Angela Choi. I'm a first-generation Asian American. I moved to the United States when I was 6 years old, having to adapt to contemporary American culture. I was afraid to say my Korean name for an enduring time. The first day of school would daunt me as I feared the teacher's pronunciation of my Korean name. Is Ga-eun here? For many years, I would conceal the existence of my real name with a fabrication of who I am. However, now I've learned to embrace the beauty of it. My name is Ga-eun Choi. I moved to the United States with my loving mother and brother by my side. Coming from few monetary resources, my mother had to raise us with financial and conceptual literacy hardships. I've witnessed the distress and pain that continued to occur to me as I grew up. I do not let these afflictions define me. These afflictions have engendered strength and perseverance that I carry to this day. I found a beautiful interconnection between the Asian and American culture that should be embraced and recognized endlessly. My Korean culture should never be a hidden attribute that is not acknowledged. My roots and heritage construct the person I am today. Today, I stand strong as an Asian American who endorses every beautiful individual to embrace their own background. I am Korean, I am Asian, I am American too.